The Podical sound.
Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Watch your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny, but funny.
Welcome back to the best no judgment zone space in the world, because neither one of us have law degrees. I am Marvelous.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. Let's start the damn show.
Let's get it started, man.
How are you feeling today,
I'm
kind
feeling
sir?
good. I'm feeling
looking
good.
fly in your 416. You looking like the real 6666
Yo,
God.
you know what, man? Yo, let me first say shout out to Emiliano, man, because the customer service with these guys is on point. This is the second jacket that I got. And
For the photo shoot back in the day.
The fit didn't fit good. The first jacket I got, they actually hand delivered it to me.
Oh.
Brought me two sizes, said try this on, try that on. I was like, I tried the medium on, tried the large on, large fit a little bit better. Second time around, the jacket got delivered to my house, but it was too small. So I was like, yo, I hit him up. It's like, yo, I don't want to ship it, pay for shipping, ship back, this, that, and the third. Who knows how long it's gonna take? Hit up, got Emiliano on the phone. He was like, dude, just meet me. Met up with him. Super cool cat. I love the gear, man. So I mean, I told him give him a shout out on the website, give him a shout out on the podcast, and you know what I mean, just go support. We'll post the links and so forth like that. But they got some really dope hats. Nice jackets. This is actually a collab with Roots, iconic Roots, right? So they doing their thing out there, man. They do
that shit slap though.
they doing their thing out there, man.
Because I like the CN Tower look.
The little
right
CN Tower with the logo, right? Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, I like that.
So how you doing, big dog?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, with the whole nonsense with America, I kept my mouth shut.
Yes.
I said I'll save my smoke for Sunday.
Yes, you did.
So
you did.
We here.
It's Sunday.
We here. To the folks at home, welcome. This will be a nice little Tuesday morning dance for you, and etc. Whenever you get to this episode,
Right.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Check us out on the YouTube so you can see the damn fly jacket and hat to match.
Man, I had to match.
And you can see me and my baby fro coming.
It is coming in though. I must say it is coming in though.
It's wolfing.
At the beginning, I was like,
You were sitting on my front.
I was like, I don't know if you can pull it, Marv. I don't know if you can pull it. But I see it coming through the sides there.
Yo, people had a lot to say and stuff. It was like, what was it? I think, salute to Ben Dillinger. He was like, bitch, you don't like growing your hair. I'm like, I don't really, but
Yeah.
I want to participate in some of the COVID activities too. I'm a fucking frontline worker. Y'all got to chill and watch Netflix and shit.
Yeah,
I have to wait to go home to watch Netflix after I
Right.
decompress.
Right.
So I'm playing my damn partial COVID lock-in. I'm still going to work, but I'm going to work with a baby fro. I'm moving like I'm trying to be on bootleg lockdown my damn self. So welcome, folks.
And we're here.
We're here.
We're here, man.
Welcome to the shits. We're, like I said,
Listen.
ridiculously inappropriate, intellectual beyond belief. We're going to get into it.
Yo, shout out to our listeners on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, wherever you're tuning into this, we appreciate you and get ready for the shits.
Yes.
Yeah, get ready for the
These
shits.
ones are for you guys. All right. Let's start with the polls. Let's start with the polls, and then we get into like the meat and potatoes of the show.
Right.
So first poll and stuff was is picking up good vibes a natural good or bad vibes a natural sense, or isn't it talent?
Right.
You said you were with the natural sense. I
Yeah.
said I was more with the talent. The people that voted.
But then I think during the discussion we also found common ground where there's parts where, you know what, you've been in a situation long enough, you start to develop that natural sense.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Because I mean, like, we all have the ability to learn and unlearn some type of abilities.
Yeah.
But I feel like certain people, they're aware and then they're not aware. So you tend to, like, people, like how people go nose blind.
Right.
They tend to go nose blind on certain type of things that they do as well.
Okay.
Right. So it's kind of like, did I always have this ability or did I pick it up? I always felt like you go with your gut. When you're in your 20s, you're not gonna have a gut.
You're not
Everybody's
gonna-
like washboard abs,
Yeah.
flat stomach.
You gotta
and
find
shit.
your gut to go with it
Yeah,
at
you
that
know, when you
point.
hit like in your 30s, you put on a little weight, like, oh, this shit's not vanishing.
Yeah.
I got a gut instinct. You know,
Right,
I still
right.
call my spider sense, but I mean, hey, hey, we working with that. You can't spell Marvel without Marv.
I mean, well, before we give the numbers on the poll itself, it's funny how vibes work because I listened to a podcast, right? I don't say which one. I don't, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna give them no shout out. But I listened to a podcast, and I want to say probably 4 days after we did our pod, I heard them, and the conversation was about the exact same thing. Vibes. Now, I say that to mention this. In their conversation, they were actually talking about the United States Army doing research into it
Okay.
and also developing a program. Now, this was for, I think it was I don't know if it was their naval officers or the Air Force, but basically training them how to build up that sixth sense.
Right.
And they complete with training manuals and everything, dude. So it looks like it's something that can be
skill
taught.
can be learned.
It can be taught.
See, and like I said, there were some things. I always say this: the Marv in front of you now was definitely smarter than the Marv a month ago.
Right.
I try to find a way, at least within the week, to make myself smarter, better, wiser, calmer. You know, we talked about emotional intelligence and stuff a few weeks back on the podcast.
Yeah.
Time flies, but I'm not just talking it. I have to walk it like I talk it.
Of course.
You know, so I'm looking at it like, how can I be a better version of me? From even the things that we discuss and the things that we learn in our world outside the podcast, right?
Right.
To bring it back to the podcast and peoples and stuff that probably might feel the same way, right? So I looked at it, I consider it a skill because I probably never had that ability and stuff. But I know for a fact I never had that ability in, like, say, early 20s.
Right.
Me sitting here at 35 and stuff developed that. It's a development thing.
Yeah.
If it was always there, I'm like, oh, that shit must have been really turned down. Must have been like turned down like I'm number 1 out of 10 notch.
The lowest setting possible. Lowest setting possible.
So that's how I felt and stuff. So when we get to these numbers now, I'm looking at these numbers and to see 64% said that it's your natural sense. I don't know what kind of X-Men school y'all went to, but let me know where I signed my son up for. Hopefully he got that shit. So,
well, I mean, even within the whole training situation, they did say that they believe that some people have a more developed sense, and it's probably easier for them to pick up on stuff. And then you would have people who they still believe it can be trained,
right?
But some people they too think that some people are more natural at it.
I get it. No, fair.
Yeah,
I can live with that.
Yeah.
And now, so the next poll, I had a different poll going, get ready to be implemented on the Wednesday morning. I said, this is what I will post for the Thursday morning.
Right.
Then America went to shit. And once America went to shit, the whole world seen that America went to shit.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, that's going to get tucked away and brushed to the side. And let's get back to some shit. But it's so funny. Like the same thing when you're saying stuff, how we were talking about something.
Yeah.
I don't even know the name of the podcast you were even rocking with.
Right.
To hear that on.
Right.
And yet we talked about and discussed it. And the same thing, we talked about it last week about Republicans, conservatives, Democrats, and liberals.
Right.
Who holds Christian and Catholic values more?
Yeah.
And we both agreed that it was the
Republicans.
conservative folks. Yeah. Because, especially on the gay agenda, I don't want to say it in a negative connotation, but it's kind of like they're not for it.
No. Definitely not for it.
No, the Republicans and conservatives, they're not for it. And that's perfectly in line with the Bible.
Right.
Right? Sodom and Gomorrah, no man
laws in Leviticus laws.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, Republicans got that shit down packed. Democrats are more like the folks and stuff that are okay with the gay rights and activists and movements.
The Bible Belt are those Republican states?
Most of them are. Ohio is definitely one of them.
Yeah, makes sense.
So the ones
Makes
down
sense.
south, and definitely I was shocked. Salute to Georgia and their runoffs.
Yeah.
Georgia flipped.
Yeah.
Georgia flipped. Georgia was always Republican.
Yeah.
And it just flipped. So I want to say the active people that played their position came alive and made Georgia a Democratic state. No.
And it's funny because if you really think about it, it's probably always had the potential to be a Democratic state. It's just the people who were to be mobilized just were not.
You got to be the change you want to see.
Exactly.
You have to be the change you want to see.
100%. You see it now.
So, I mean, that's exactly what it is, right? I want to say, I think for me, Trumpet, he was that first spark for people to like kind of wake the fuck up.
Right.
Midterms came around. They were on it.
Yeah.
George, they were on it. They were upset and stuff where the governor got reelected. Right? So they made sure they went in and they went hard in the paint. And now we are where we are now when it comes to the state of Georgia.
It's funny how things work, right? Because it's just like how when Obama was in office, it mobilized all the people on the Republican and Trump side who never voted to get up and vote.
Yeah, you can't have no coon leading you.
And now we're seeing it happen on the opposite side. Whereas you can't have no idiot leading you.
What's that phrase? I hope I don't fuck it up. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes.
So it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. You want to get rid of like the main factor was fucking you up,
right.
And the other person's looking like, yeah, you're saying the same thing what I'm saying. Let's do this.
We can beef after, but let's work together and get this motherfucker out.
Exactly. So with that poll, 75% said Democrats hold a stronger biblical values than Republicans. Again, the drug dealers, we salute you guys in the last episode. What the fuck? I don't think people are paying attention. But then again, granted,
giving fixings with the turkey.
Granted, this is one of the lower votes we've done in a long time because a lot of people are like, they knew.
A lot of people had to.
I see a lot of people viewed it.
Yeah.
I was looking, I'm like, damn, all these people viewed it and didn't want to vote. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers smart.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on
yeah, they was like, I see what you Podical people are trying to do to us.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we got questions. Hopefully you got some answers.
Got questions. I need answers. That's all it is.
So again, no, the Democrats do not hold a higher biblical values than Republicans.
Yeah.
I beg to differ, and I can argue that with the Bible.
They're more progressive, definitely.
Yes. Absolutely. So, okay, let's talk about This Is America. Don't catch you slipping now.
See,
where do we start?
This is a good time for the video to drop.
Yeah, where do we start? Like, I feel like we can go anywhere about this.
Right.
So, okay. You and I, we cracked the joke. Well, you and I always crack fucking jokes. But, so they wanted storm Area 51. But they have no problem storming Capitol Hill.
They was, yeah. I mean, I was ready to storm Area 51. I was looking for the crew of people who was ready to storm Area 51. Y'all ain't trying to free the aliens, but make Trump be in some shit? Oh, no. We storming the White House building.
And that is, I found out that's so funny because, like, the reason why I found it so funny is don't talk about it, be about it.
Yes.
And these people were fully about that life.
Dude.
Before the official announcement was made about Biden. Right? I'm not gonna give that lady no steam. There was 4 people that was killed.
Yes.
1 was a cop.
Right.
3 were other people and stuff. there that stormed the Capitol. In the whole process, Set Lady left her state, original state that she was from, and flew her ass there to go partake into the shits where she actually lost her life.
Yeah, yeah.
So this was brewing and stewing for a while with the idealism.
A good while.
A good while.
I mean, because we were predicting this.
Yeah,
we were predicting this.
Because like my thing and stuff, whatever, you know, I said it before. I'm like, I felt like, you know, Trumpet himself was. He was kind of quiet. It's kind of like bitch like for him. Like this man, this is the same man that like he lives to say, "Ha ha! I told you."
Exactly.
Ha ha! I told you.
Exactly.
And I'm like, nah, like this don't seem like him. Like I'm looking for more drama. It's fucked up of me.
Right.
But I'm like, is he fucked up? Or am I fucked up for thinking like this way? But I'm like, no, I know him.
Yeah, yeah.
I know him, but I don't know him personally. I know him.
We know him.
So I'm like, he has to do a little bit more. This doesn't seem like him. But the angel on this shoulder, you know, you got devil and angel. The angel on this shoulder saying,
said,
Marv, it's growth and development.
So we said the angel's trying to tell you that.
So the angel and then the devil's on a lawn chair on this side. He's
chilling,
looking like
sipping a margarita.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
This is Trump we're talking about.
You know, the devil on this shoulder, on my left shoulder, saying like, because you know it's on the left, because can't be right.
Nah, can't be right.
So
can't be right.
So on the left, he's like, he's doing a crocodile hunter voice. He's like, white forehead, crikey, and then it just came out. So I'm like, this is the Trump we known. This is why he's the most entertaining president that's ever set foot in that office. Probably the last. I
don't think there's ever gonna be somebody as entertaining in the presidency seat.
No, everybody's taking this shit serious now.
I don't think so. Yeah.
If they never took the Reagan thing serious, the only way this could probably happen again is if you see with Reagan and then he was out,
right?
And like Trump, and they literally finds ways to get him to make sure he's out. This might happen in another few generations again.
Yeah, yeah.
With another entertainer possibly,
right?
But the effect that this man did, I'm pretty sure that the history books will kind of sit firm and tall and say, no more entertaining bullshit.
It's gonna be, I believe so too. It's gonna be several years will have to pass, couple generations die out. You know what I mean? You know, Trump long forgotten, and then somebody else rises, and then they'll be like, this happened before.
Yeah. From
2016.
You know,
we were in it.
Man, you know what the craziest thing and stuff was? I think like they were saying for the first time, this is the first time the U.S. Capitol's been breached since the British in 1814.
That's crazy.
1814, the last time the U.S. Capitol has been breached.
And at that time, they set it on fire, right? I think that's...
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
That was way back when.
Way back when.
Because I think that's when the White House got his first new paint job. Yeah, that's when the White House got his first paint job and stuff, whatever. Because it was burnt. It was like a regular building and it's kind of burnt, and then they kind of redid it up and painted it white.
Got it.
So, I mean... And it wasn't the British. It was regular other Americans that did it.
Regular, true blue-blooded Americans.
Treasonous terrorists, man. Call those fuckers what they are, man. Yo.
It's
okay.
They're QAnon warriors.
It's okay. Yes. QAnon. Yes.
They're QAnon warriors.
It's okay. How do you feel about this discussion about if they were black people and stuff, this wouldn't happen? How you feel about that?
You know,
you agree? Yay or nay?
If it was black people, it wouldn't happen.
It wouldn't go this far. If it was black people, they probably got shot. First two people.
So
climb.
Yeah. Okay. So let's put this thing in perspective. If it's black people, I don't think the White House would have been stormed.
Agreed.
To be honest.
Capitol Hill.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't believe Capitol Hill would have been stormed.
Right.
But let's say we mustered up the guts to do it. Right? Yes, I believe there would have been a lot more injuries and a lot more deaths. Right? But here's the thing for me. Right? See, I've seen situations where white protesters been handled,
Right.
pepper sprayed, all the above, right? And
This situation or other
no,
situations?
other situations,
Gotcha,
right?
Gotcha.
Right. So I don't want us to be misconstrued and think that, you know what I mean, it only happens to blacks, because in certain situations it happens to white people, right?
Agreed.
What we also got to understand, though, is the nature of the people who are at Capitol Hill, right? A lot of these people, ex-military, a lot of them are in militia groups, right? Majority of them are armed to the T, right?
Yeah, they invoked their amendment right to bear arms.
To bear arms.
Proud Boys.
Proud boys. Proud. So you gotta really step back and think about this, right?
Oh, Proud Boys, stand by.
You like how we do it. You like how we do it, right?
Okay,
This is
yeah,
how we do it.
yeah, okay.
So you really gotta stand by and think about these things. If you're standing on guard, right, and you see these people storming, there's only gonna be two options at this point. You're either gonna let them storm, or you're gonna fire back, right? Could you imagine the bloodbath that would have ensued if they fired back? Because these patriots ain't stepping down.
No,
They're gonna be bucking back too.
Right.
Right? So in a situation like that, if you're the government, you're like, you gotta start out playing these scenarios in your head. Black people, we're only good at killing ourselves. Let's be honest.
Right.
We're not organized enough.
They count on that. They count on us.
They
to kill
get the
ourselves.
big time. We're not organized enough. We are not a threat to them. Right? And those who are protecting the Capitol Hill, White House, you know what I mean? They're whites. They're friends with some of these militia people. We seen the policeman taking photos with some of these people.
Selfies.
So they're friends.
Storming in and they're letting them in.
Yeah.
And they're taking selfies with
so
them.
they're never gonna shoot their white brethren, right?
Right.
But it may could be black people
They feel
storming
threatened.
like that.
They feel threatened automatically.
They feel threatened automatically, and they'll start shooting. The one thing I want black people to take away from this is that show of force is respected in America.
What do you mean by that?
It means if you're packing and you're not afraid to back down, they think twice. They're not so gun-ho to come for you.
Nah, I mean, COVID, after like the whole Black Lives Matter stuff with George Floyd, Breonna Taylor and everything, y'all should have armed up, man.
We should have armed up.
Should have armed up.
Listen, man, I'll be honest with you. I was proud when I seen a black militia.
Oh, yeah.
I was proud when I seen them. I didn't even know they existed.
Yeah.
I didn't know they existed. But at this point, it's like, yo, the last time I seen black people with guns like that was the Panthers.
That is true. I said the same thing. I was like, oh, this is the new Panthers. That's the first thing that came to my
First
brain.
thing that came to your mind.
Yeah.
And back then, Panthers were a threat, right?
Right.
They respected the fact that these guys had guns
And they were
and
organized.
they were organized and willing to use it,
Right.
right? Oh, they made sure they killed that real quick though, and shut that down.
But the Proud Boys still pumping and strong.
Still pumping, still going, man. Yeah, listen. Take the time. Google. Just ask Google how many militia groups there are in America. Once you get that number, you kind of have an idea of what a civil war would look like if it was to take place. And then you kind of have to think about what the government is thinking, because civil wars, they don't last just a day, 2 weeks, months. So could you imagine running that in the midst of pandemic,
Right.
in the midst of everything that else is happening?
Well, we knew a civil war was slightly brewing from, I want to say, when the George Floyd thing was popping off and
Right.
all the protests, because people started getting a little bit more organized. A little bit more.
A little bit more.
A little bit more. I mean, we, like even with us with our Buy Black Friday dance,
Yes.
we've been more organized from our side, but it's consistency.
Yes.
And that's part of the organization or organized front for the people
Right.
from that aspect
Right.
too, right? So
and make no mistake, when we say organized, listen, they have lawyers, they have medical, they have anything that they need is already there in place. They've got people to argue their legal arguments. When they get in shit, they got this, that, and the third. So they are organized.
facts. I mean, that's how you're supposed to organize.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
That's how you're supposed to organize. It's kind of like if this was like we were cracking jokes today with the whole zombie apocalypse thing.
Right.
Saying like, yo, you need a medical specialist. You need an architect. You need some kind of people that serve a purpose.
People got to play their part.
If you're just a regular Joe Schmo and stuff, whatever, like, you got to be able to hold your weight as a worker, as a drone bee.
Exactly.
As a worker bee.
Exactly.
Other than that, whatever, we need these people in positions of power to organize with set group or set community.
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay. So, how did you feel when you were seeing it on the news and on the TV and all the above?
Well,
because that was like at least 2 in the afternoon on the Wednesday.
Well, I was saying to myself, well, these are your patriotic Americans.
Oh, so you weren't phased.
These are your patriotic Americans. I wasn't phased because, like I said, like we had an idea that something like this was gonna happen.
Yeah, because we said it. Like you and I, we spoke, and we were saying, I'm like, it's not gonna be an easy transition.
No.
I'm like, this guy's already denying the fact that he lost.
Yeah.
From November.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you think January's gonna be sweet? Y'all think January's gonna be sweet?
The only thing I didn't expect it to happen that quickly. I thought maybe
on inauguration.
Right. I thought maybe a day or two after. Maybe start brewing, like the feelings start brewing up and stuff. I didn't think it was gonna happen right there and then.
No, it kind of happened late for me because I want to say when Trump was elected.
Right.
After Obama was getting ready to step down, when Trump was elected, the protests start beginning for Trump.
Right. Right.
So I thought that they would have started then, once Biden had the majority votes at the time.
Yeah.
From the Electoral College before the finals.
Right.
I'm like, oh, they're gonna start going nuts in the streets, but to go to the thing, I was like, yo, okay. I was at work.
I was at work too.
So I was at work. So every time I walk past the TV, I see people like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, and then like I was like, damn. And then people turn around, you're American? What's going on with your country?
What's wrong with your people, man?
What's wrong with your people? I was like, shit. I got a podcast to run, so I'll save my smoke for Sunday.
Tune in.
Yeah, I'm like, tune in if you hear what I want to say.
Tune in.
So I'm like, you know what? Let's talk to us. Call my peoples up.
You got a correspondent we can hit?
Yeah, peoples and stuff where they can, tell me how they felt and stuff, whatever, going to the whole song and dance. Let me see what's good. Let me see what the fam had to say first. Hello? What's up, sugar? How are you?
I'm okay. What's going on?
You live on the podcast. You made it, baby. COVID ain't stopping nothing. You still made it to the podcast.
Hey, what's up?
I'm telling you. Hey.
So
I can't believe I haven't been able to cross the border in so long.
I know.
Yeah.
So long.
I know, man. COVID's a different kind of dance, man. It's understandable. Well, on this side, because people in Atlanta don't give a fuck about masks and COVID and shit.
They don't give a shit.
So
that's why it's like crazy down there. Shit. Out of control.
So, okay.
Out of control.
So tell me something now. From your side, from your point of view, from Cleveland, from the land, how did you feel when you seen everything go down like around the 3 on the Wednesday afternoon, the coup d'etat in place?
Oh, my God. It was ridiculous. So, first of all, I was at the store, and it was a news flash. Storm the Capitol. I'm looking like, what's that supposed to mean?
Right.
I get home, mommy calling me like, did you see what they did? And I'm like, Mom, I just got home from grocery shopping. No. I don't know what you're talking about. So while she's in there telling me this, I'm thinking like, okay, she's exaggerating because I know how my mother is. She can just go crazy over nothing. I sit down with a cocktail, turn on the news. I'm like, what the hell?
They climbing walls and everybody. They climbing walls like Spider-Man.
They even had ropes. I'm like, dang, they was prepared. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. I thought I was watching Iraq or Iran storming the U.S. Embassy somewhere. These so-called patriots is doing the most unpatriotic thing ever.
That's a smooth, just saying the same damn thing.
Yep.
I was like, what the hell? And then, like, as it kept going, I'm like, okay, they need help, because at that point it was just the Capitol Police and they're trying to hold them down. And then they kept showing us one clip of this one police officer like smushed between the door and like his armor or whatever, and he's just sitting there yelling and screaming. And I'm like, this shit is ridiculous. And then come to find out, Trump was in there like preventing the National Guard to come and help out. Like after like time went on, we found out that it was Pence, not even Trump, who dispatched the National Guards to go help him out. I'm like, this shit is just ridiculous. It's out of control.
Yeah, that's
out of control.
That's
oh my
crazy.
God. So first of all, let me tell you, Biden, when he said his little speech, he said,
the following day.
No, it was that day, because he's like, Trump needs to go ahead and address the people.
Yes, I remember.
Because he had to be the first person to say it. And of course, even after that, like maybe like an hour or two, Trump didn't say anything. So all these I words that Biden was using, I had to keep pausing the TV like, okay, I never heard that word before. So I'm like, hey, Google. What's that mean?
It's okay. I'll do the same damn thing too.
Yeah.
I was like, I ain't never heard these words before. But now I know all of them is pertaining to rioting and all kind of chaos. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Man, it was real. It felt like I was watching TV or watching a movie or just a whole nother country. You would never have thought this would have happened in the United States, the great United States of America.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I'll ask both of y'all this right here. If they invoke the 25th Amendment for Trump to be removed, should he just ride out the 2 weeks or get him the fuck out right now?
I think he should just ride it out. I mean, he's caused so much damage already. I don't think he can cause too much in the next 2 weeks.
I think most of his power is kind of stripped now because his constituents are not riding with him.
Right.
Exactly.
That's how you feel too?
Right. Yeah.
You feel the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, let it ride, man. Let it ride. We'll just enjoy like this bootleg docile Trump. You know, he got to make his new accounts, his new ghost accounts. He got 5
already, man. You know that.
Yeah, you know, not Donald Trump / is Donald Trump.
Right.
So I mean, go ahead.
Pelosi said that even if he doesn't, if Pence doesn't like invoke the 25th Amendment, they are still gonna push for impeachment on Monday. So, but my thing is, why even bother with all of that?
Yeah,
that's just a waste of taxpayers' money and
exactly
everything else in between.
That's the same thing what I said.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's just totally redundant, and then it's gonna start pissing people off because they're gonna look at them as being real petty.
Thank you.
Just let the justice system run. They're arresting all these people already. Let it just run, and he'll be out the office in no time. Let's just, whatever, let it play.
Yo, did they get the Davy Crockett dude with the raccoon, like, with the USA flag painted on his face?
Okay, wait.
Yes.
Oh, they got him? Okay.
Wait, now.
They got him.
Do you think it was him imitating the Simpsons? Or the Simpsons just got this one. The Simpsons just got this one too.
Who, the Davy Crockett dude?
Yeah,
it was Davy Crockett, man.
It's Davy Crockett.
Davy Crockett with the raccoon tail and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, that nigga's a real patriot right there.
Well, I'm only bugging because they showed him, then they showed the Simpsons episode with the same dude.
Okay, because you know what? So you know why? Okay, so in America,
right,
you have Davy Crockett, right?
Yes.
Davy Crockett is like a fictional character.
Yes.
Right. So in The Simpsons, they have a bootleg Davy Crockett.
Got it.
So, and that's the statue for for Springfield. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, American people would know about Davy Crockett. Outside the country, Davy Crockett's kind of foreign.
Right.
It's kind of like who? It's like
all I know is
Bunyan and
all I know is Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Look at that. You about to get you a green card.
I'm there.
We about to get him a green card.
I'm
Look
there.
at that.
Right?
Okay. Yo, so okay. No, we just wanted to know how you felt like from being there, because see, a lot of people and stuff, especially like our Canadian listeners and then our listeners outside America,
Yeah.
they have a lot to say compared to like the people who are in it, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's always a different point of view, because these people, some of these people in the other parts of the world, they don't have the luxury to hear from people live and direct
Right,
in it. Like
right.
how we're in Toronto recording this now. It's kind of like, oh, you guys aren't there and stuff like that, whatever. Like, okay, so we have somebody who was live and direct there.
Live and direct. And a lot of times
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
and a lot of times it's you. I mean, you get the information from the news, but it still doesn't kind of tell you how the people are feeling about things,
Facts.
right? So
Because you can watch you can watch a riot going on in Spain about school fees and the school situation and stuff over there and lockdowns, and you're like, yeah, it's wild up there in Spain. And then you'll speak to somebody there,
Yeah.
they're like, you got to understand why we're doing this, or you got to understand how crazy they are here, the government here,
Right.
what the news isn't telling
You
you.
know what?
Right.
There's not even no logic to what they did. There was no understanding because, I mean, what point did they prove? Like, no matter what they did, the vote still happened and Biden is still going to be president. So what did you accomplish? Nothing.
They took
That
Nancy
one chick lost
Pelosi's
her life
podium,
and
man.
it
I was about to
doesn't
say,
feel about her.
They
I'm about
took
to say,
Nancy's
they
podium.
read a Nancy mail right now.
They took Nancy's podium to give her a hint and be like, yo, you need to get the fuck up out that House Speaker seat, man. Because you've been sitting there a little too long.
But she just got extended. Like, she's going
Again, another one.
Exactly. So it's like, what? What are you proving?
Nothing.
Nothing. That one chick, she left all the way from California, and got killed for this. I mean, Trump doesn't care about you, and you just lost your life for Trump. Really?
Yeah.
Really? And every last one of them that they catch is going to be prosecuted to the fullest. Federal charges.
Treason.
It's fun. It's funny that you mentioned that.
You get federal charge. Federal.
It's funny that you mentioned that because, I mean, the first clip that I ever seen about with this whole thing was the one black officer
Who got chased up the stairs?
who got chased up the stairs.
Yeah.
So then, you know what I mean? So, you know, you see all these posts about it, and one dude was like, man, I would have let 3 shots off my gun and hit it. But I'm saying,
Everybody's saying they don't understand why not only the one chick got killed. Like, if it was black people,
yeah,
it would have been over with. You know how much dead bodies would have been left out there?
we were just saying that.
It pissed me off seeing, like, the few scattered, the rice grain of people that, excuse me, the couple.
That's you know. That's when you know when the Jamaicans start coming out.
When the patois
start coming out, it's real.
To see the couple black people there all in it, knowing that they don't belong. It seems like their mother dropped them on their head or something when they were babies, because it made no sense for them to be there.
Some
Because
babies
guess
were
what?
dropped and some babies
if
were
they
thrown
were
against the
aiming-
wall.
If they were aiming, trust me, it would have been the black people who would have got killed first.
Yeah.
And they so stupid. Man, it pissed me off. One teacher here who teaches for Cleveland Public School,
Yeah.
she put in her resignation because she was the one that had made it inside, like inside the room where they do all their voting. She was the one with the flag on her back.
Oh, that was a Cleveland
Right.
Public School. Yes.
I know exactly who you're talking.
Went and raided her house the other night. Now she put in her resignation. Oh my gosh! And then she put 3 bullet points on her resignation, talking about she's not coming back because she don't want to take the coronavirus vaccine. And I'm looking like, nobody. It's not mandatory. You take it, you don't take it. That's all you. No one cares.
Right.
Second, she's gonna sit there and talk about something about the government. Actually, let me pull it up. Something about she don't want to pay union dues that support the killing of unborn children. And I'm looking like, what? Like, that's just to show you how Trump supporters is like straight conspiracy. Just like there's no factual thing to anything that they're saying.
Hold on. You got to understand. We got a conspiracy theorist right next to me. He might be a low-key Trump supporter, though.
No, but at least when he says something as far as conspiracy theories, he has some logic behind it. You
Shit, you supporting Smooth.
See, there's some logic over here. There's some logic over here.
Shit, because I wasn't with the shit.
She just don't like the I hear you, sis. You just don't like the illogical ones. I feel you on that. I don't like them either. They give us a bad name.
No, but the thing about it is, if you have some logic behind your theory, that's all about like theory. Like even when you're like doing research papers and stuff like that, and you put like your theory in there, you have some research behind it. You feel what I'm saying?
So
right.
Shooting just nonsense. You feel me? It's just ridiculous.
They're just hearing stuff and just going with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for her to be an educator, that says a lot. Like, yeah, you turn in your resignation. Bye, bitch. Nobody is missing you. You're teaching our kids nonsense. Go ahead on with that. Bye, Felicia. Ain't nobody on it. Whatever. She pissed me off. When I found out it was a teacher, I was like, man.
And the funny thing is, and the I shouldn't say funny. Probably maybe the scary thing is that that's a teacher that exposed himself.
Facts.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's a lot more. There's a lot more of them out there that are teaching our kids.
Right. Because these people are professionals. Like this was Smooth was saying. Like they organize and stuff, and they're like doctors, lawyers, cops, etc. Military, teachers. They're in it to win it with the shits, right?
Oh, I found the article. And all right, so the third bulletin point why she quit. She said, I will be switching paths to expose the global evil of human trafficking and pedophiles, including our government and children agencies. Really? Really? Where do you get your facts from there? Where are you coming from with this?
Hold up. This might be a new episode of a new season of X-Files coming up.
I think this is an X-Files season. This is an X-Files season.
Has to be.
She's ridiculous. So, of course, when she turned in her resignation and they look at that, they like, we ain't missing nothing. We don't need you teaching our children anyway. Because they teach from facts, teach from history, all that. And what you're doing is spewing a whole lot of theories that we don't want our kids hearing.
I have one more question.
Teach them right, keep it left.
I have one more question for you. My last question for you and stuff is that, do you think it might be possible for another Trump-like figure, like entertainer turning politician, to happen within a few generations from now?
You know what? I feel like this younger generation is a whole lot wiser than... So first of all, I don't know if y'all realize, like, they had, like, a really big election in Georgia.
Yeah, with the runoff.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, Georgia was always a red state.
Right. We were just talking about that earlier. We said that Georgia got flipped.
It's a blue state.
Correct.
Right. Including like Arizona, who end up flipping. Like it's like some red states that flip to blue, and it's like people are more wiser than before. Like they're not looking for just a whole bunch of just nonsense, because we all know politicians are liars. But if you're saying something that makes sense to me, that, okay, yeah, this is something that I would like to be worked on, even though I know you may not be able to handle it, but at least I know that your head is in the same direction as me.
Right.
Yes.
They have to, because they have to sell you. They have to sell you the dream. Yeah. They can't sell everybody else the dream.
If you're trying to unite the people and not pull us apart, like after this, like destruction of pulling the people apart for so many years, for 4 years, actually 5. If you think about like all his election time that he was, politics and stuff to get into the office, all that for 5 years, nobody wants that anymore, including the conservatives. Yeah. They absolutely do not want that kind of nonsense in the office anymore.
I mean, the conservatives didn't want it in the first place, but when they seen him rocking the way he was rocking and winning the polls, they just kind of just rolled with it.
Yeah, because they needed a win.
Right. But when they end up being puppets to his games, because when they talk about how people are always laughing behind his back and all this type of stuff, it doesn't surprise me. But at the same time, you may be laughing behind his back, but you're sitting there supporting all his nonsense until this riot. But you know what? It was too late. You got that Capitol Hill police officer that lost his life.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm just like, That's ridiculous. Nobody should have lost their life.
Nobody.
If you call yourself trying to protest for good, why are you sitting there beating on the police? And most of the police, if you look at some of them, like a lot of them just let them go because it was just
we said the same thing. We said the same thing. They were taking selfies with them.
Yeah, they said shit. Instead of them whooping our asses, we might as well join the crew.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
So, yeah.
I'm sure they're gonna end up being disciplined for doing something like that. But at the same time, they couldn't have handled it. You know, it was just ridiculous. The whole situation was ridiculous.
Sis, you gotta think. You gotta think about it, sis. If you're there, you're an officer, and you see a mob of people, right? You know they're not backing down for nothing, right?
Exactly.
Then you start calculating in your head, and you start saying to yourself, "Man, my wife, my kids.
Yep.
I want to go home and see those people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I could care less what they're about to do to this place."
Right.
Your shift about to end at 7 p.m. So,
Yeah. Matter of fact, my shift end right now.
So
Pass me one of them signs.
right.
Ridiculous. You know, I can laugh about it now, but the day that we were watching it on TV,
Yeah.
even my little one, she walked over and she was looking like, "Oh, what you watching, mommy?" And I was like, "Baby, I'm watching something that is really and truly happening in the U.S. right now. Here." She was like, "Oh, is that the White House?" You know, she was just like, all curious. But it's like, how do you have a conversation with that, with your, about that with your kid? Like,
That's a valid point.
this
That's
is
a
supposed to be
valid
like
point.
sacred ground.
Right.
And like you have to be invited to go to the Capitol. Like many people don't even cross that threshold, and they bombarded it and hurt people. And it was sad. I was like, "Baby, this is a sad day. Don't look at it as like anything good. There's nothing good about what's going on right now."
Somebody told me that you got to pass through almost like 4 different security clearances to get to even get to Nancy Pelosi's office.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's true. And the one
He didn't allow any defense, right?
Pelosi's death. I'm so glad they arrested his ass.
Oh, the one with the feet up.
The one with the feet up.
Yeah, all posing, talking about he took this off of her desk. So guess what? You took that off of her desk. That's theft.
Yep.
That's theft. How about breaking, entering, all kind of extra? Yeah, now that's going to be added. And you posting all of that on video? Thank you very much. Now it's another charge slapped on you, dummy. There are a bunch of dummies. It just pisses me off.
Nah, man. Appreciate it.
No, we appreciate
We
it.
appreciate you and your time, man. Thank you for answering. And thank you for enjoying
Thank you for
the show.
having me.
No doubt.
problem.
Don't worry, man. We'll catch you live and direct and stuff. We'll give you a mic up and everything. And you sit down with the sons and have a good damn time with us in a future episode.
Sounds like a plan. Love you guys.
All right, take care.
I enjoy the show, and I'm always spreading the word.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. There you have it, folks. Live and direct from the U.S. of A.
Yo, the social media aspect is what's dancing on my brain. Because, yes, they are organized militia,
Right.
like you're saying.
Right.
But my thing and stuff is that the ones, let's say, the organized militia, let's say if they might be a group of 1,000, to get the extra bodies and stuff, that had to go on social media, no?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Some
For
kind
sure.
of platforms
Yeah.
to help organize the extra masses.
Yeah.
And they only want to ban Trump from the social media. Like, they don't, like, these groups, like these Proud Boy groups and everything like that. I feel like if anybody's claiming the Proud Boy type of name or title, I feel like they should be banned from whatever platform too.
I mean, that's just it, right? Like, Trump puts forward the message, right? But there's got to be somebody who's putting the message into action.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes,
Trump is not putting the message into action.
No.
He's the mouthpiece.
Yeah.
They're taking whatever he's saying and running with it. So you're damn right. Whoever's leading those charges, they should be banned too. Because what's the sense of stopping the mouthpiece and leave the body still functioning?
Facts.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's like shutting him up is not going to. You may think it may stop, but it's not going to stop.
Yo, well, he's banned from social media now. Damn near all platforms, including fucking Twitch.
Twitch?
The only platform he's not banned on, folks. Take a guess.
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans!
Oh!
Hey!
You think you gonna start a page?
Hell yeah, he gonna start a page.
Yeah. I can see that.
I know those MAGA and no Proud Boys are still gonna go to that bitch.
I can see that.
He could throw a subscription up to that.
Mm-hmm.
I just want the leakage just to hear what he has to spew.
That's it.
I want the hack. I want the hack to it.
That's it.
Just to see what he's gonna say.
I mean, I need the Reddit post.
Either that, or he takes his money and stuff and just makes it his own channel.
Yeah, you know what? I was saying to myself, he's going to find himself back in front of the camera some way, somehow.
Of course.
You understand?
Of course.
If there's anything that we know, what stayed true from before this whole presidency thing and what will remain true after it is that he loves the attention. He seeks the attention.
I always ask, I'm like, how come they never took away his Twitter account from way back when? Because something will go down and he's tweeting like an hour or two after whatever the fuck he heard.
Right.
So...
And he the next person that don't verify or check anything.
Right.
So fire off.
It just fires off.
Yeah.
It's the attention. He has money. Money isn't his aim. It's the attention.
That's not his aim.
It's the attention.
That's the attention.
So, I mean, it is what it is. That's what, in the words of Donald J. Trump, it is what it is, baby.
Yeah, well.
Yo, let me ask you about social media, man, real quick.
Right.
Does social media make you antisocial? Because in this case, it doesn't. Because they rallied the damn troops.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I feel like, yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like in average cases, yes.
You feel so?
I feel like in average cases, if you have a situation where, well, you and I, we rock different. But I want to say, let's say, for example, if I was a different individual and everything.
Right.
Somebody asked me if I talked to Smooth, right? And I could have DM'd you or I could have liked a post of yours and everything like that. And somebody asked me if I talked to Smooth, like, yes, I did. He seems well. He's good. Oh, what'd he say? He didn't say too much. I just talked about whatever you posted.
Right.
You in the car, beatboxing some truth shit, and it was just vibing.
Yeah.
I was catching the vibe.
Yeah.
That was it. People equate that as a conversation. They equate that as communicating to a person. That's not communicating with a person.
It's not communicating with a person. No, not
and
at
I
all.
feel like with that aspect, I feel like it makes them antisocial because they feel like, I don't need to talk to you because I heard you go in or make a post and say a few things or words to the wise.
Got it.
So I know you Gucci.
Got it. Now that you feel in that situation makes it you antisocial. The reason why I say social is that you'll have a lot of people who are socially awkward. Right?
Right. We spoke about that partially on the vibe situation.
Right. But it's almost like not having to be be exactly in front of a person. They feel more comfortable.
Right.
So in a normal situation where they may not reach out and make a friend, you find them doing that on social media.
True. Very true.
So that's why I feel like in that aspect, people are being more social, right? You might have, but then we spoke about this too, and again, you might have 5 friends in real life, but your IG,
you got like 500.
You got 500, right?
Right.
And even though you may not rock with the 500, you might actually talk to more people online than you do in your real life.
Very true. Very true. Because I look at it as where I might, let's say I work in a cubicle.
Right.
Pre-COVID time, I work in a cubicle. Hi to the person at the entrance. Hi to a boss. Say some words to someone else at the water cooler. Heat up my food.
Yeah.
Probably eat at my desk.
Yeah.
Go the fuck home. Turn on the TV. Call it a day. I interact with less than 10 people.
Right.
I go on to my social media group. Let's say if it's about like an anime forum or something like that.
Yeah.
I comment and say, this anime is the greatest anime of all time. Some people be like, yeah. Some other people be like, why would you say that?
Right.
Now I'm communicating,
Now
to these
with them.
folks and telling them my thoughts. Then the same people saying, yeah, they probably, yeah, we support you, Marv. Yeah, that's right. Then other people and stuff. So now this one chat might have over 1,000 people in it. And let's say there's 300 people that responded yay or nay to my thing.
Yeah.
So I spoke to 300 people digitally.
Right.
And in the real world, I spoke to 10 people, less than 10 people in a day.
Because I even look at it like, okay, the social aspect, right? Not even let's say media, right? But even like games, like Pokemon Go.
Right.
I've seen you in action,
Yeah.
interacting with perfect strangers that you don't know.
I don't give a shit though. You know, me, I'm a different beast though.
Yeah, you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But they're just as receptive, right?
This is true.
I don't know them for Adam, but just the fact that you guys have this one thing,
Commonality.
this commonality. All of a sudden now, it's like it's like y'all knew each other for the past 6 years.
We best friends, baby.
Exactly.
Salute to Monica, baby. We giving everybody some love on the
Everybody
podcast
love
today.
this man. They thought you actually lived here. I was like, nah, he just comes here and plays Pokemon Go. That's it.
Yeah, but I mean, you're right. It's a commonality.
Right.
The commonality aspect and the whole social aspect and stuff too. And it takes like specific individuals. Like we never had a chat. Like we don't have a chat group or forum or WhatsApp, Discord, nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
But I'm a social butterfly.
Yeah.
And I know what the fuck I was doing. And I just approached them. I said to 2 people. And then a flock of them came out the woodwork. So I'm like, so we're all friends now.
Yeah.
And y'all know me, man. I'd rather have 5 more friends than 5 less friends.
5 less friends.
So I'm about building.
There
So
it is. There it is.
yes,
Yeah.
I can see from your aim and stuff too.
Yeah.
Good convo.
Good convo.
I see that. Let's dance back on the little Trump thing real quick, and then we can just get off Agent Orange, because we know he has his own dance, and there's still
And I'm
more
pretty,
to come.
I was about to say, and
There's more to come.
I'm pretty sure he'll give us something
He
to talk
didn't let
about
me
next
down.
week.
He didn't let me down. There's more to come.
He'll give us something to talk about next week.
Pertaining to him in this aspect and stuff, I said it before in old episodes, so I'm bringing it up again. Should we hold our role models responsible for our actions?
No.
Again, it wasn't Donald J. Trump storming Capitol Hill. He wasn't leading the march
Right.
there.
Right.
He said words that incited people, and it organized themselves to go.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Somebody could say to me and stuff, whatever, if you're a real black man, you'll walk outside in your hoodie and just stand there underneath the street light for 2 minutes. It takes me to agree to whoever's saying that statement for me to get my ass up, zip up my hoodie, and go stand underneath a damn light.
Right. Right.
Not person who said it.
No.
Person who said it and stuff is just probably just trying to pull strings. But if my will is firm, my resolve is firm, the fuck does that matter?
This is true.
People coming after Trump and stuff like that for this, but again, Trump didn't buy nobody plane tickets to leave their state to go to a set place.
No.
He never told people to cross state lines.
Right.
He didn't denounce it.
I was about to say, do you think if he had remember the time he had the address and he told the Proud Boys to
Stand down and stand by.
stand down and stand by, right? If he had denounced them
Then
do you think we would have seen what we seen happen at the Capitol?
that's a good damn question. That's a good question. I think possibility.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I'm watching him, if I was like a diehard Trump supporter,
Right.
and I'm watching him, and then he's like, oh yeah, this is my guy. That's right. He's not backing down. He don't give a fuck who the hell Joe Biden is and everything. He doesn't care. And then he's like, no, I'm not rocking with the Proud Boys. They need to mind their business and stuff and just be regular citizens. Be like, it's like that?
Yeah.
I thought we were in this together.
Right.
So that crowd would have definitely dispersed, like, or at least a major fraction of that thing would have dispersed.
Right.
But it didn't.
Yeah.
He did not. So we're not in the shoulda, woulda, coulda moments. We're in the here and the now.
Yeah.
Where he didn't, and then this is the result of that. Chance and choice.
Chance and choice.
I just look at this stuff as to where I said this to somebody and stuff months before this. I'm not praising Trump. I'm not praising Hitler. But these guys were never known as killers.
No.
These people were never known as... Trump was never known as a politician before he was an entertainer. He was a real estate mogul and an entertainer.
Right.
Hitler was a painter.
Yeah.
Hitler was an artist. The things that these individuals done, they just motivated and fueled like the weak-minded people to do things.
Right.
But the results and actions of other people just goes under their belt. Because to my knowledge, what I've heard, of what I've seen, and like some of the books and other things, Hitler only killed 2 people. But all the Jews and stuff that were massacred and stuff goes under his belt.
Under his belt, yeah.
Right? Trump, he hasn't denounced anything, but all these damages and everything, and this whole situation, this coup d'etat, this coup d'etat, not coup d'etat, coup d'etat, it falls under him.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, it's still the individuals that have to be held accountable. Like same thing what Sana was saying and stuff. Like, yo, people kick their feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk.
Yeah.
You getting a bigger charge.
Yeah.
You taking podiums, you getting a charge. Davy Crockett Jr., you getting a charge. It's like Oprah with these charges. Everyone get a charge.
Let me ask you this.
Holla.
If somehow, right? God forbid, the United States does end up going into a civil war, right? Could they charge Trump with war crimes?
Possible.
Because the reason why I say that, if we're going back to what we just talked about, right?
Right.
And we're thinking about all these generals who have been charged with war crimes.
Right, from the Third Reich.
They didn't actually do the killing.
Right.
They just gave the orders.
That's why I said it's possible. More than likely, it's the possibility and stuff that it can happen.
Yeah.
Because when you think about them and everything like that too, you have people where I think they're still scooping generals and everything.
Oh yeah,
to this day.
Yeah, they're still scooping generals to this day.
Scooping generals all over this.
They got Dick Cheney up on war crimes.
Yeah. They got tons of generals and stuff from those type of situations. Like hell, I think they.
Wait, Bush too.
They tried to.
There's someplace he can't go.
Yeah.
There's someplace him and Cheney can't go.
Yeah. They tried to, but like even like some of them leftover remnants from like the Nazi times. Those guys are still getting scooped. I think there was like a guy, if I'm not mistaken, got scooped from like a West Indian island. It wasn't Jamaica though. Can't remember. This was probably like early from 2000s, before the 2010s came in.
Yeah.
Around that time. This guy's old, 70, 80-ish, whatever.
Man.
They're like, boy, we don't care if you about to sneeze and die.
Dude,
you getting these war crimes.
You get these charges. You get these charges.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So I don't see, it's not far off and stuff for Trumpet to get served with some war crimes if civil wars to pop off. We always discuss a whole have and have nots type of situation, right?
Yeah.
And pertaining to like the racial thing we were saying and stuff before, we were saying that it's not really a black and white thing. It's more of like, position of power and organization.
Right.
And I feel like my question to you is, could the haves and the have-nots ever be on equal footing?
Well, when you say equal footing, I think we need to break that down a little bit. Because because when you say have and have-nots, I already look at it not being equal because some person has while the other person doesn't.
Right, because we over here in North America, we fully, firmly believe in a capitalist society.
Right.
So you have the haves. I want to say, yes, you have the super rich that are the 1%ers. And then you have the other ones who fall like at least in the 10 to the 20 percentile of having decent amount of wealth,
Right.
right? Because I want to say you can go on resorts to certain type of 5-star place like a Sandals.
Yeah.
Sandals. I look at Sandals like Sandals is a resort that the regular degulars don't really have the funds for.
Right.
But you splurge for the seclusion.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And I feel like if you go to places like that, these certain type of peoples that will be there, they're kind of like these ones that are like, they pay their money to get away from the riffraff. Mm-hmm. Just because they're not known on TV, that don't mean they're their thing, whatever, right? Because the funny thing too is that I remember, I know a guy personally who's well off, and he was the first one who actually showed me of the first black card. I've always heard of a black card through rap songs, other places, and everything like whatever. And he legit has a black card.
Okay.
Right? Made of metal. So I was like, you nice like that?
Because
I was like, Jesus Christ.
You gotta be nice like that.
You just nice.
Yeah, you gotta be nice.
He's like, well, I work hard and everything like that. So I was like, I was cracking jokes and shooting the shit, whatever. I'm like, yeah, when he's like, you know what? Next time I have a little gathering and everything at the spot, come through. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Bet.
I had the Civic back then. Remember the green Civic?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I had the green Civic back then.
Oh, we talking back.
Back.
We talking back. Okay.
So I went there. I was like, it feels awkward to pull up because even like when I'm driving, black man driving this little Civic, they're looking like people in the neighborhood looking like, should we call the cops on this guy?
He casing the joint.
So I'm looking at stuff. I'm like, I don't want to park in front of his house because I know.
You don't want to devalue the house?
Well, no, not only that. Yo, it was tons of other cars there.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at stuff. I'm like, he drives, okay, his wife drives an Audi truck.
Okay.
He drives 2-seater Beamer.
Right.
He has 2 boys.
Yeah.
His oldest son has a Benz.
Okay.
So I'm looking like, fucking teenagers got a Benz? So I'm like, let me just park at least in front of the neighbor's house. Lambo and Jag in the driveway. Yeah. And a Range Rover right in front of it. So I was like, park way down. Next time I see a basic ass car, and I seen a Corolla, I park behind the Corolla and walk my happy-go-lucky ass. So when I got to the house, he's like, where did you park? I didn't even see your car. I'm like, don't worry about that thing. Don't worry about that thing.
I took Uber.
I took a cab. He's like, all the way out here? It's okay. Come in. When I'm looking, and I said like, oh, wow, you're really established. Right?
I mean, you don't have to say who he is, but do you know any clue what he does, or?
He has, so he does work in healthcare.
Okay.
2, he has another side business that's kind of branched off from healthcare and stuff as well.
Got it.
So he's constantly doing things that's kind of working in the realm and stuff for him, and so him and his business partners and stuff. So money is good. Money isn't money isn't a problem.
Yeah.
So when I'm looking at it and stuff, and I'm like, oh, you're well off.
Yeah.
You're doing good out here and stuff, whatever, right? And he's like, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
So then I started thinking about like, I'm like, so what do you do like vacay wise and stuff? He's like, yeah, he does Sandals.
Yeah.
His family, he had a incident in Hawaii where he damn near broke his neck. And so I'm like, how did that happen? Oh, he was in like a private island villa type of place.
Yeah.
Where there's not a lot of regular people to help save him. So the concierge people had to go out there and get him and stuff for that. And he's like, he said he was there.
Right.
And when he said he felt so embarrassed because Bruce Willis was there. And he said for him to go off on the stretcher with his neck up and everything like that.
And Mr. Die Hard right there?
Yippee-ki-yay staring at him and he's feeling the type of way. He's like, oh shit. I'm like, first and foremost, you're on the same resort, whatever the fuck, with Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis ain't a regular person.
Nah.
I thought you were a regular person.
Yeah.
He's part of them. Not 1%.
Right.
In the within that 20%.
Just underneath it. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You have the have and the have-nots, and I feel like I put myself in the have-nots.
All right. So we would be considered have-nots.
I've considered myself a have-not.
See, but then for me, it's all relative, right? Because when you're looking at him and you're saying to him, "Oh, you're well off," right? He's looking at himself and
he's probably comparing himself to the 1%, right? And he's thinking to himself, but I ain't where I gotta go yet.
Yay!
Right? I'm not well off, right? That's what I'm saying, right? So we're thinking, we're not well off, right?
Right.
But at the same time, there could be people out there with less than what we have, looking at us and like, oh, y'all are good.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
So I guess it's relative.
And see, this is where I feel like communication is free. Right? This man and I, we're good friends. We're decent friends enough.
Right.
Where it was more a communication type of thing. And personality helped put us on equal footing.
Right. Right.
It wasn't pay grade. It wasn't stature, status. I want to say, does education help? Yes.
Yes.
Education does help.
Yes.
Right? You have the few that are very, very fortunate that they don't need education and they get to a particular place where they don't need it.
Right.
There's tons of high school dropouts that have become like part of the 1% crew.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But I feel like to the other people and stuff, it takes these type of conversations to kind of get into a particular level.
Of course, 100%.
You have to know how to conduct yourself and speak. Let's say if how we met, how we met, it was a situation where me being me, cracking my nonsense jokes, he laughed, and then I kept going in on some nonsense, and then I introduced myself to him.
Yeah.
And he introduced himself to me, and then it went from a hi and bye type of thing to like, come on by.
Right.
Till I got a message in like September, like,
what up? It's been a minute, yeah.
How are you surviving COVID?
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, when this thing's freeze up and stuff, margaritas at my house.
Come on by.
I'm like, my car better, so I have no problem parking up now, baby.
You gonna park?
Let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna park.
Right by the fountain.
I'm gonna park. Exactly. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a way for it to be equal footing, but I feel like a lot of people just feel like they got money, I don't. It's never gonna happen. And it's a bigger picture, and hindsight is 2020.
2020.
Or 2021. But I mean, don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
And the communication aspect, if you feel like you don't want to fuck with people, this is probably hindering. This is definitely a factor of what's hindering your personal growth and where you need to be.
Yeah. No, when you put it in a situation like that, I will agree with you and say that I wouldn't say they can be equal, but they can have common ground.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they can have. You can definitely have common ground. It's just like
his car probably be more than my bank accounts. But that's what I'm saying.
It's just like you go to, let's say, for instance, a baseball game, right? The person next to you, you start chatting it up, you're talking, right? And this, that, and the third, you guys are discussing baseball. You start to find out a little bit more about each other, and you guys find out you have, some like things that you have common ground. You have that common ground, right?
Right.
Then weeks later, you find out that the guy you were sitting next to is like some CEO who just wants to be around regular people, don't want to be in the floor where it's boring as hell, don't want to be in the skybox where he's where people are so snooty.
Yep.
He just wants to be around people who are there to enjoy the damn game.
You know what's so funny and stuff too? Because we crack jokes, him and I.
Yeah.
We crack jokes and we have convos and everything. And he always says to me, he's like, Marv, I love having conversations with you. Because he's like, whenever I talk about things with him,
right,
he feels like he's a regular person.
Exactly.
He's like, he doesn't feel like my aim is to help get into his pockets.
Right.
And when I'll tell him, like, no, you're fucking wrong. I'm like, I'll tell him, like, you're wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
You're wrong.
Yeah. You're not afraid to tell him.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to tell you. I'm like, you don't pay me. You don't
exactly.
Pay me.
Yeah.
I'm not your yes man.
Yeah.
I'm here for company.
Yeah.
Just chill.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he's like, yo, I like that. So when he introduced me to like his other friends, other business partners and everything like that,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, you're Marvin. You're the one that just
That's dope.
was
That's
just
dope.
go in and stuff and just
That's
I'm like,
dope.
yeah. And then we have conversations and then like with the podcast and everything and stuff too.
Yeah.
When I hit them off with some of the podcast topics and stuff, they're like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
He actually gave a few questions
Nice.
to ask the sons.
Nice. And see, and that's what I'm talking about, man.
Right.
Somebody who, yeah, you know what? I may be up here, but down there with that motherfuckers is fun as hell. You know what I mean?
That's what he's
Shit. I'm gonna hang out down here.
look.
Common ground, man.
Look, 2019.
Mm.
That was my hot boy summer.
You cooled off since then? You cooled off since then?
It's COVID fucking up a lot of things.
Yeah, that's it.
But there was a part where I think in July, it was like the July of 2019.
Right.
They invited me to Cube.
Okay, yeah.
Cube.
Yeah.
They had like some day party popping off at Cube and everything like that.
Right.
Saturday afternoon, like 4 p.m. I'm like, I'm going to a club at 4 p.m. Cabana, I can semi-understand because it's kind of like way out the way.
Right,
But I'm
right.
like downtown, a little bit outside the club district. I'm
Yeah.
like, the hell? Just come, it'll be fun.
Shit, you ain't gotta.
I went.
You gotta twist my arm.
I'm like, I went. They bought bottles. Ace of Spades was on table.
Yeah.
All these other things and stuff was there.
Yeah.
Just vibing,
Yeah.
having a good time. I was like, she look hot. Excuse me for a minute, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I just went to go talk. Then they're like, oh yeah, we're all married. You're single. So whatever chick we point at, whatever, would you go talk to her? I'm like, the only three things she could say: yes, no, and ill. Ill.
Yeah.
So then that's it. So I went, talked. They're like, gosh, I wish we could have the courage like you. And then we start having conversations and stuff. And they
Yeah.
were like, before they became to these guys of stature
Right.
and positions of power,
Yeah.
they were more socially awkward people, like what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys and stuff, whatever, I think once they got to a point where they can now spice up the way they dress, how they
Right.
carry themselves, how they
Right.
present themselves,
Right.
they're in a position and stuff like that. But still, there's still that socially awkward person and
course,
stuff
of course,
like that too.
of
So I'm
course.
like, yo, it's just convo we're just having. I'm not asking them for sex.
Nah.
It's just convo.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Next chick, if she has a group of friends, I'll bring them over to the VIP.
Right. Yeah.
Brought him over to the VIP, and we were all just chilling. I'm like, yeah, I'm a dip because I had a mission.
I'm single,
I prefer
but I was already mingled.
concrete over abstract.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about possible pussy.
Right.
I know about promise pussy. So I was like, yeah, it's a little
About
late
that
for
time.
me. They're
It's about that time.
It's 7 p.m. I'm like, yeah, we've been here since 4 o'clock. I got moves to make. Y'all got wives to go home to, but I didn't say it too loud for
Right.
Because these women were like, oh my gosh, these guys are bottoms and everything. Like, wait, black guy, don't go. Because I'm the only black guy there. Wait, black guy, don't go. Like, no, we'll swap out information from them. You guys take care. Have a good damn time.
Yeah.
They're like, please, Marv. Whenever we do moves like that,
Yeah.
please be there. They invited me to fucking Niagara Falls and stuff one day. I was like,
Dude.
I record my podcast on Sundays, man. I gotta be
Dude.
coherent for that. they're like,
All right.
take a week off.
All right. Next time,
We both going.
I'm about to say. I'm about to say.
You gotta say, motherfucker, you might as well leave me.
Get the double room. We're gonna pack the shit up. And we gonna roll.
We'll kick it. We'll wake
We're
up.
gonna roll.
Little tea, little coffee in the system, and then we'll record, and
That's
then we'll
it.
just kick it again.
That's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Fair. No, okay, folks. All right. We here. We back.
But that's dope. Wait a sec. Before we continue,
Mm-hmm.
is that the same dudes that put you on that? Remember you was telling me about you was with some dudes and they had that bottle of liquor, and they was laughing at you because
Same guy.
same guy. Okay.
Same guy.
Okay.
Same guy.
Get that story because I don't know.
Same-
Just in case you didn't know
guy,
that.
Same guy. Yo, so folks at home, this is when I use marks like this to step my game up, but it gave me a wake up call. First, I thought it was like a little racial kind of joke popping off.
Right.
They're like, Marv, we went to the country club. They
Right.
went to the driving range of the country club. This country club has golf course and driving range. right? So, you remember where you got married at? Whatever was a golf course,
Right. Yes.
it's something like that on steroids, but it's more going towards the east. More, I want to say, not too far from Scarborough Town Center.
Okay. Okay.
Not too far from Scarborough Town Center. So, okay, now, we're there at this spot, and I'm there. And they're like, what are you drinking? They're like, you know, what's your poison?
Right.
Are you a vodka man? Are you a Hennessy guy?
Yeah.
They're like, what kind? They're like, you want Henny? And then I was like, fucking racist?
Yeah, what?
I was like,
I only know
I
Henny.
don't know fucking Henny stuff for them. Like, that's all I drink? I'm like, no. And then I'm like, so I'm like, where's the Henny? Because I'm looking at the shelf. I'm
Right.
like,
Right.
where's the Henny? Bartender comes out with, here it is. Never seen a Hennessy Paradis bottle. Not Paradise. It's missing an E.
Paradis.
Paradis. So I was like,
Did the bottle look like a normal Hennessy bottle? All right, all right.
it looked like an Amaretto bottle.
Mm.
So I'm looking, I'm like, what the I'm like, how much is that? The man said a double shot
Yeah.
is $56.
Damn.
I said, it must be Jesus' nephew that made this shit for it to cost 56
Wait.
bucks.
So a little bit more than $25 a shot.
Yes. So I was like,
How'd it taste?
yo, it had no burn. It had no burn. It was smooth as shit. It had like a nice little warm thing. And it was like, it had a nice finish. It's like, hey, you've made it. I had that feeling. It touched and squeezed my soul. I was like,
The clouds opened up and the sun started shining. He was like,
so I'm like, shit, I'm playing with the big boys now. So
Yeah.
they're like, Marv, your money's no good here. We got you. We invited you. Don't worry about nothing.
Marv, if you don't invite me on the next day.
Yo. This is a definite. This is a definite.
So yo, we providing entertainment, folks. We providing entertainment.
This is a definite. So I was like, well, damn. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is what richness tastes like. So I was like, okay.
You can get used to it.
I'm like, yeah, I can get used to this.
You can get used to it.
So, you know, I took my bougie ass home later after we were done.
Right.
Good thing I parked kind of far in the back. Because all the cars in the front, Mercedes, Maserati, Lambo, Maserati, Audi. So I parked in the back. So now I get to the house. I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Immediately, I'm like, yo, go on LCBO.com. I got to see how much this bottle is, whatever. Because this Henny...
Because if you're looking at $25 a shot.
I'm like, yo, this Henny touch, it hit different. No. My black ass look at the bottle on LCBO. LCBO.com for the folks at home. LCBO is Ontario's liquor store.
Right.
And we go by Canadian prices. It was $459 a bottle.
Woo! And was that a what size bottle was that?
Probably a 750 ml. $459 for the bottle. I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna wait for them to invite me again. Or wait till somebody. It's not often men buy me drinks.
No, not often.
So I was like, I can wait.
See it now, liquor like that. Special occasion. So do you think you could get away with spending the $400 and then only on those special occasions you take a shot from it? Because, you know, if it's only for the special occasions, you might be able to stretch that bitch.
Tell you what, I will pay for the bottle.
Yeah.
When we got our plans in motion for this podcast.
Yeah.
When it's set in stone for the moves that you and I gonna make.
Right.
The folks at home.
Yeah.
We got something planned for y'all and stuff in the near future.
Yeah.
This podcast won't be the same podcast.
Nah.
Rest assured.
Nah.
2021 is our year. Rest assured.
It hit different.
It will hit different.
It hit different.
When those things pop off,
Yeah.
yes, I will buy the bottle for us.
All right.
And it will just be justifiable.
And we'll display it.
We'll drink from it and we'll leave the remainder of like whatever we're like, yeah.
Shit.
When
I'm gonna move one of these speakers and put it right here.
You're goddamn right.
Yeah.
Make sure that camera angle always catch the shots. The shots of the bottle.
All right.
Cool.
Bet.
All right, folks. All right. Let's get to the question of the week. Let's slide out here soon.
Question of the week.
Question of the week. If you could be the most influential person in the world, what would you change?
Poverty.
Poverty. Why? How would you do it?
Well, that's a good question. How I do it? Maybe snap my finger like.
Fucking genie?
Snap my finger like.
Thanos?
Shit.
Is that erasing people? You just.
Yeah. I didn't think that far, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing got solved poverty, man. That's the thing. I mean,
This guy.
that ain't. I'm gonna do like Trump. I'm gonna throw it out there, and then leave it for the rest of the people to try to figure it out. Run with it. Run with it.
That's it. I didn't think that far, but fuck
Poverty.
it.
No, but I think if I can solve poverty and put money into the people's pockets, then the people will be able to do whatever they need to do with that said money.
You're right. I agree. I think that will kind of change the whole have and have nots ratio.
Yes, for sure.
Exponential. I think the ones that never have, once they have, some people might act a fool with it.
Right.
And then you have the ones and stuff who are wiser. We spoke about this.
Yeah,
I think we spoke about like, would you rather be famous in your early 20s or would you rather be famous in your 40s?
Right.
Rich and famous in your 40s.
Right.
Right? And yeah, like the people who don't know how to conduct themselves in that manner, they'll blow it and fuck up. And
for sure.
They might just be destined to be in the poverty realm.
Right.
And then you have other ones like they're just looking for that one chance and that one opportunity to present itself.
Yeah.
And they're
that's
nice.
That's it.
They're
That's
nice. For me, hunger. Hunger.
How would you solve that?
Well, a hunger thing I would do if I'm the most influential person.
Yeah.
I never thought that far ahead either. But
So we got to get planners on our team. Is that what you're saying?
Definitely hire a planner to see how this shit gonna work out. But I think the main thing the first thing I would definitely try to do is organize within the countries.
Yeah.
About what has the biggest waste pertaining to food. Because there's tons of things and stuff might be having waste and everything like shit. There's tons of times that I've lucked up where I've went to places, let's say, closing time for a restaurant.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I went to, I think the last one that happened to me was probably like a Popeyes.
Okay.
I went to a Popeyes and stuff, and I think they're getting ready to shut down.
Yeah.
And I said, let me get I think it was like like a 2-piece or 3-piece or something like that, whatever. And I was blessed.
They loaded it.
Yeah, the lady's like, we're gonna close down and stuff for them for the night. So in any case, are you okay if we put another 2 or 3 more pieces in there? I'm like, go ahead. Go ahead.
You ain't gotta tell me shit.
I'm like, go ahead. So then after she did it, because I didn't want to say anything that might fuck up my fried chicken, might be for possible lunch for the work the next day.
Right.
So I was like, y'all always do this? And she said, no. She said that there's moments and stuff where they're kind of like overstocked and these things have set expiry on them.
Right.
So some of the expiry had me thinking, right? And then much less even what's my wild guy who I told Trump should pardon? Tiger King.
Yes.
I was watching the Tiger King documentary and stuff. He got a lot of, I think like 2-3 day old meats that they now just gave to them for them to kind of grind up and give to like the cats and everything,
right.
like the wild cats.
Yeah.
And I was looking at them like, if the meat is damn near going bad, that's when it's still raw. You cook this now and you refrigerate this thing has a little bit more life, more shelf life and stuff to it, whatever. So if they're taking some of these expired things or things damn near about to go expired, flash freeze these things and then ship them off to places where,
right,
all it takes is a reheat and they're good to go.
Right.
That's a possibility.
See, and I've heard this argument before where they're saying there is enough food that's actually an excess amount of food
for the planet or
for the planet.
Okay, yes,
right?
I heard that too.
Right? So we're actually producing more food than we actually consume. The problem is so there's no problem with feeding the world. The problem is the logistics. So just like how you're saying. So we can give away the food for free, right? But it's the money and the resources that it's going to take to get it to where the places it needs to go.
Gotcha. So we'll see. So that's how I would do it if I was the most influential person. That's what my aim would be. All right. Let's get to the Ask the Sons. First question for Ask the Sons comes from Bean Boy.
Bean Boy, what up?
TV character do you wish you could punch in the face?
What TV character I wish I could punch in the face?
SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm not a fan. Yo,
Punch
I would rock the shit out of SpongeBob.
Lovable SpongeBob SquarePants?
Lovable.
You don't punch SquarePants?
I don't know. The laugh.
Yeah.
The laugh. His snail is a cat.
I'm gonna have to
I
say.
just caught back once. That's it.
I'm gonna have to say the nanny.
Fran Drescher?
Yeah, that voice is annoying as hell,
See,
man.
it's the voices, man.
It's the voice, man. They just sorry, Fran.
He's a woman beater.
Sorry, Fran.
Okay. Next question is Rim Jab 88. Kind of close to Rim Job.
I was about to say, you sure you
Rim
didn't mess
job.
up a letter there?
I don't know. I don't know if it's nationality or something like that, but okay. Do you know people who get depressed on their birthday? What are some tips to get out of the birthday blues?
I wouldn't say that I know anybody personally, because I think at some point, all of us probably had at least one birthday that maybe it wasn't quite up to par as the way we might have wanted it.
True, but I feel like there's some people and stuff that constantly go through it.
Right.
I want to say it's more like it was more prevalent than I thought recently, especially within 2020.
Yeah.
Because I want to say, especially with COVID, I understood that my birthday would be in April, would have been a COVID birthday. Right, I didn't.
Mine
know.
was a COVID birthday.
Yeah. Didn't think that. I think by the time your birthday rolled around, I didn't think it would have been a COVID type of birthday. But
Right.
the world is the world we're in now.
Because remember, we were actually planning a live barbecue show for my birthday.
Exactly.
Right.
For your show.
Right.
And then an actual live show in the September run.
Right.
So I mean, when it came down to it, I was talking to some people, especially calling for the birthday and everything. And I'm like, how are you faring up? Because, you can't do too much because of this whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, my birthday's always shit. I'm like, huh? One more time for the hearing impaired?
Yeah.
And he's like, and set people will go in and just like, so I said, so you use your birthday to reflect. And they said, yes.
Right.
The average said yes.
Right.
And some, a small pocket said no.
No.
But the people said yes. They said that because they just feel like, another year added on.
Yeah.
What have they accomplished? So I said, stop focusing on the things. My suggestion to Rim Job is stop focusing on the things you don't have and focus on the things that you do have.
That you do have. Yeah.
Because I don't know set story of set individual unless you share it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure after they share their story, they've probably come so far ahead.
Yeah.
And done so much change, so much growth, and so much great things that to another person it's great, to them it's just life.
It's just life. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that, man. It's like you got to be able to put things in perspective. You woke up that morning. Yeah, it may be, a birthday that you did not expect, but chances are you have your health. Chances are you possibly working.
Right.
You know what I mean? There are a lot of people who are in a situation that are worse than yours.
Absolutely.
And
count your blessings, man.
You really gotta count your blessings. Don't Don't look at all the missed opportunities that have passed. Just recognize that they passed and prepare yourself for where they come back around so you don't miss it again.
Very true.
Right?
Very true.
You can't take that time and I guess it's easier said than done. But if you don't put yourself to do it, it never gets done.
Very true.
So you gotta be able to say to yourself, listen, this birthday, I don't want no more birthdays like this.
Yeah.
I don't want no more birthdays like this. So I'm gonna do everything in my physical power, my mental power to make sure this time next year, it's a different story.
Absolutely.
It's a different story. Matter of fact, I'm gonna change my attitude from now.
Yeah.
And you literally have to do that within yourself.
Yeah, like don't use New Year's Day unless your birthday is on New Year's Day.
Yeah, unless your birthday's on
Your birthday's New Year's Day.
Yeah.
But yeah, if
set
you're gonna
those
use your
goals.
birthday for that moment, then yes. Know for a fact that whatever set age you were before,
Yeah.
how you lived before then, you're gonna try something new this time. Nothing venture, nothing gain.
Nothing venture, nothing gain.
All right. Last question. Buster _ money. I gotta start spelling money like MUNNY.
Okay.
What's your childhood mystery that you solved years later?
The caramel secret.
What caramel secret?
How they got the caramel on the caramel bar.
How they do that?
Oh, it's two pieces. They just, the bottom piece, and they put the caramel in, and then it's...
And they seal it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's basic.
Yeah.
I just thought they had like some kind of injection kind of machine.
I used to think that, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For me, was the death of our dog. Because I never understood like that whole phrase and stuff, whatever. He's off in a better place.
Yeah.
I thought the better place was they were taking him to
somewhere else. He wasn't gone.
Yeah.
He was just somewhere else.
He was just somewhere else.
A better place.
Yeah, and then I was like, yo, when we getting that dog back?
When he coming back? When he coming back?
Right?
He enjoying himself at that better
I was
place?
like, yo, he's like getting him back and everything. Like, nah, he ran away. I'm like, I can't wait to go back to that lady's house. Ooh, I'm gonna cuss her the fuck out. I'm like, I some thing, because this is like in the 4th grade.
Right.
And I think by the time I got to like the 7th grade, they actually went back to that lady's spot with her because we were in Miami and she was in Sunrise, Florida.
Yeah.
A little drive.
Yeah.
We actually went back to, I'm like, yo! I G-checked her shit. Where my dog at? I felt like DMX. Where my dog's at? I'm like, yo, where my dog at? She's like, what dog? I'm like, the Chow Chow, Poochie. Was good. And she's like, oh, he dead, baby. She's like, no, I helped your mom and your family take him to go get, euthanized. I was like, but they said he was in a better place. Yeah, he was sick. He had heartworms and everything. I was like,
Now you understand better place.
better place means death, motherfucker.
Now you understand better place.
I was like, you dirtbags.
But having a pet,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where I think you kind of take that and use that lessons on how to deal with death. Because for most kids at that age, if they still had their grandparents around and things like this is like some of them for them. This is the first time they're
death.
experiencing death, right?
Gotcha.
So it's kind of a way where now you can kind of I don't know how to say it, but maybe explain it. The transition of life. We all go through this eventually.
Yeah.
Grandma, myself, we all. It's it's just a circle of life.
Yeah, but I learned it from Lion King, but they could have told me what my dog was. They could have told me. Like, I seen Lion King, beforehand, but fuck it.
Stop lying to the children.
Yes, that's a big fact.
Lying to the children.
All right, man. Hit him with Associated Sons for the week, and let's slide out. Same kind of align what we were talking about a little bit before.
All right.
Associated Sons this week is stop wishing for it and start working for it.
So says the
Associated
Sons.
Sons, man. Amen, man.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people and stuff, they're like, oh, I'm going to just pray on it. No, you got to put some action behind the prayer, man.
Yeah, you do.
You do. You just got to.
One of my taglines on one of my social media pages is dream the impossible dream, but then wake up to a new reality.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, man. That's it, man.
That's it.
Once again, thank you for rocking with us. Salute to my people's son.
Yeah.
For blessing us
Nice
with her
hearing
commentary.
from her. Nice hearing from her.
Pleasure, always a pleasure. And this again, we're always here for the fans and the love and the support as usual.
Listen, man, if you're listening to this and you're in the States and you want to comment on it, go what we discussed. Yo, shoot us an email. Jump on our IG page. Yeah, and let us know what you think about the situation.
Sons, hit us up. Ask us at podicalsons.com. So we're here for you.
Yeah.
We're here, man.
And we love the discussion.
We always look for the discussion. Communication is free, folks. Mm-hmm. Once again, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. Remember the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. Peace and love. Y'all be safe out there.
Peace.
The Podical Sons with not your average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.